Hello and welcome. This is Amaka Ifebunandu, the Excel coach. In this series of budgeting in Excel, we are in lesson 3, which is direct material budget in Excel. I believe you've been following through. By now, you should have prepared your sales budget, production budget, and we want to prepare the direct material budget, which is made up of the material usage budget and the material purchase budget in units and in value. If you have not prepared the sales and the production budget, I'll be dropping the link to those lessons in the description section of this video. I'll advise you watch and replicate same as you can see on the screen. Right. So as you all know, we have our 3 sheets here, the budget, which is where we'll be having the comprehensive budget for the 6 months for the company Amaka Global Limited that is into manufacturing of luggage bag. We have the schedules where we do our computations. You can see the previous computations we've done. Then you have the assumption where we pick the assumption from the question and input them here. Now it's in blue color. As I stated, when building a model by standard, any input you're making that is hard coded, that is not formula in Excel, you have to put it blue so that it shows that these are hard coded. Hard coded are things you just input. There's no formula in the cell, right? So that is why we have it in blue. Good. Now we are looking at direct material budget, and this is a question section for it. As I stated in the previous lesson, at the end of this series, you'll have a comprehensive question that will be shared with you. For now, we're just picking parts of each of the questions to look at based on the budget we are preparing, right? So we're looking at direct material budget, which is made up of material usage and material purchase budget. Now, the question says that the yard of material required to produce each unit of different sizes of luggage bag are listed below. For each unit of big size, we need 3.5 yard of material. For each unit of medium size, we need 2 yards. And for small size, we just need a half yard. Right. So we impute that. So we look at it, material required per unit big size says we need 3.5. Then medium size 2, and the small size is 0.5, that is half. All right, so we just copy, and because it's the same size we are producing. Now we went back, see the material cost per yard is 120. So price per yard of material is 120. So we just copy and we paste it. All right, so that is it. Then let me take this down a bit, or let me bring it this side so that we can get to the other question. It says the company had 500 yards of material on hand at the beginning of the year. That's January 2026. The company had 500 yards. That's this like the opening balance, which is for January. So beginning balance is 500. Right. Then the company plans to maintain a closing balance of material as follows. So this is the closing balance for January through to June. So 550 for January, 600 February, 570 March, 650 is for April, 520 is for May, then 700 is for, then 700 is for June. Good. So we are done with this. We've gotten all we need from the question. All right. So let me just take it this way so that we can have a better view of what we're seeing. So, okay, this is 700, not 7,000. Good. So we've captured all the assumptions required to prepare our material budget. Right. So having captured that, let's go to our schedule to make the computations. All right. So here our schedule, as we know, this is where we stop. Okay, before we proceed, in the production budget we did, if you've watched that, you'll notice that this part was not there. So I had to do that. It's the same computation you can see here, like the production, you have 298, 318, 195. It's the same thing. I need this, we need the production to calculate our material. So basically, I would prefer to do the computation here and pick the value into the budget, right? So what we just did, let me just repeat the process so that you will just know. Let me delete it, and remember the formula I gave you. Budgeted sales, add your ending balance, less your beginning balance. So that is just what we did. So equals to what is our budgeted sales? They are all here. Remember, our budgeted sales is here for the big size. Then we add our ending balance. What's our ending balance? This is the closing balance. Then we will minus your beginning balance. Minus beginning balance. This is the beginning balance. And that is what was done. So I just copied downwards, and I copy to the right. You can just use the fill handle, better option, and copy to the right. So that's it. So I'll just prefer to have the computation here, then I'll just link it to the budget. So you can just, if you feel they are okay with the way you did it initially, it's still okay. It's still the same figure we are using. So I just feel like doing all the computation in the schedule and having to just link the final figure into the budget. That's all. So you see that it's still the same thing. There is no difference. So that is just what I needed to state before we proceed with our material budget. So back to the schedule. Having gotten the production, because we need the production to be able to get the material required for production, because we are preparing our material usage and material purchase budget. So for the material usage, what material is required for production? Mind you, we already have the assumption for that's the material we'll need for each of the sizes. So with this assumption, then we have the production. Big size will produce 298. So if you're producing 298 of big size, and each unit of big size requires what? 3.5 yard of material. How many? What's the total material you require? It's just to times it, just as I put the hint here. Material required per yard times production units. Right, so material required per yard times the production unit. That is all you need to prepare your material usage budget. So let's just go right in. Equal to this one, mind you, we're doing for big size, then times, you now go to your assumption, right? You go to your assumption, then pick the price, that is the required material for each of the production, not the price, the required material, because it's still in yard. We are computing this in yards. So these are the total yards we need to produce this particular size. So this, we need 1,043 yards to produce 298 big size bag. All right. So you can just, as you know, as you can see, the formula is relative. There is no absolute. There's no dollar sign in front of either the column or the row number. So because I'll be filling the formula downwards, then I'll take it rightwards. Right. Good. We're stopping at June. Now, having gotten this, you can just do the total. Let's get the total. Use the sum and get your total. So it's just the sum function, and I just use a shortcut and got that. So you can see the sum function, and there you go. So this is the total material required to produce what we have already budgeted to produce. So you see how it's flowing. From sales, we were able to prepare our production budget. Now, after preparing our production budget, what is the material required to produce that quantity? And the material we use some is the yards, majorly is the yards we use in producing it. There are other things that might be involved. For the purpose of this case study, we're just working with the yard. You can also do for other material that are required in producing this particular product, depending on the kind of product you're producing, right? Just for you to have an idea on how this works and how it links. This, we are done with material usage budget. Next, it says material purchase computation. Now, we have our material usage. We've already computed it. So we need to use the material usage to compute our material purchase. All right. So we link it. So as you can see that the whole thing are linking. So I can just copy to the right. As you can see, it's the same thing. It's all linked, right? So before we proceed, let's go back to our budget and link these to the budget. We are done with material usage budget. So let's just go and link it. So this is the big size, small size, and medium size and small size. So you just say equal to, then you move to your schedule, and there you go. Just link what you have computed. Good. So having linked the first one, it's just for you to copy. That's why we structured the our model so that as we are linking, it's easier. So you will notice that column D, that is January in budget, is the same thing in schedule. Column D is January, assumption, column D is January. So you see that from inception, this was intentionally to make it easy when linking values from one sheet to another. Right. So this is what we have. So you can just get the total equals to sum and you copy. Good. So this is just the same thing we have there. We just computed there. So we can now compute the total column, sorry, equals to sum. We sum the entire, and there we go. So copy the formula downwards by using the fill handle and also apply the same formula here, total. Good. So 10,006. The total material we're going to be using is 10,000 yards, 672. 10,672 yards. That's what we're going to be using to produce a total bag of 4,872 bags. Right. So having done that, let's proceed to compute for material purchase. So we'll be computing both the material purchase in yards and the material purchase in values. Right. So our schedule for material purchase, we've already brought in the material usage, as you know how I linked it. Second, it says our ending balance. What is our ending balance? Let's go back to the assumption. The ending balance has been given. So we'll just link it, go back to schedule, say equal to, then you move to the assumption and come to the ending balance, select. So we just fill right words. Good. Now, the material usage, we want to know the total material we are going to be buying. But because we already know that this is the material usage is 1,777 for January. We should have gone to the market and buy, but definitely there is an opening balance and there is an expected ending balance, just as we saw in the question. The company plan, let me read it again. So the company plan to maintain a closing balance. So while we are going to the market, let's have in mind that there is a plan to have a closing balance of the following for each of the months, right? So this will also be considered when we are making our purchase of material, right? So having done that, our ending balance will add it to the material usage to get the total material required to be produced. So when you add it, it equals to sum, put your sum and add these two. So it gives you the total material we want to produce, because this is what we use to do the production, the material directly into the production. Then the company required a closing balance at the end of the month, 550. So because of that closing balance, we need to also factor it into the material we want to purchase, so that we can have that closing balance at the end, right? So this is what we required to purchase. This is what is required to purchase. So we'll just fill the formula to apply to other months, right? Now, if you look at the question, we have an opening balance. So before we go to buy, there is an opening balance. So if there is an opening balance, we will have to less that opening balance because we already have some quantity in stock. So we'll reduce it and get the balance of actual of what we're going to be purchasing. So remember, our opening balance is already captured in our assumption. So equal to, we move to the assumption sheet, and this is our beginning balance. Good. So this is our beginning balance. Then the material to purchase will be this minus the beginning balance, and there you go. So this is the total material we're going to be purchasing, 1,827 yards. So the opening balance here would now be the closing balance of January, right? So have that in mind. So you can now copy downwards. Good. And you copy this formula to the rightwards, sorry, not downwards. Good. So we now have our total material purchase. Total material we're going to be purchasing in yards. Right. And having gotten that, it's now time for us to bring our price per unit of material and total material purchase. So this is total material in yards. So for us to get our material purchase in Naira, we need to get our value. What is the cost per unit of material? So the cost per unit of material, as we can see here in the assumption sheet, is 120. We'll select that and we'll fill it to the right. Fill it to the right, and there you go. Now, for us to get the total material purchase in Naira, that's the value, not the yard. This is the yards, total yards we're going to get. So we want to know how much will it cost us? How much will it cost us? So each unit is going to cost, each yard is 120. So you say this yard times, that's the unit price times the total yards we are purchasing. All right, so this is what we're going to be spending on every month. All right, so we have this here. So for January, we're going to be spending a total of 219,180 naira to purchase a total material of 1,827 yards. All right. So having done that, let's go back to our budget. So going back to our budget, we'll just pick those figures we've computed on the schedule. So for the yard, to say equals to, we'll go back to the schedules, then we'll pick the yard. So this is the total material purchase in yard. So always ensure you select the right cell. Select the right cell, right. So then we can also pick the total material purchase, the value equivalent. So this is the value equivalent. Then here we go. So we can now select the two and use the fill handle to fill rightwards. Good. So this is the total column. So you can just use the sum function and sum the entire total for the month, all the months. Good. So we can fill downwards to replicate. Good. So you now notice that the total material that will require to produce 4,872 bags is 10,672 yards. That's what we required. So after considering the opening balances, the closing, the actual we'll be purchasing is 10,872 because there is a closing balance that we need to add, and while at it we still have an opening balance we need to consider before we make purchases. So at the end, this is the actual we're going to be purchasing. But then what is the value of this total we're going to be purchasing? We're going to be spending a total value of 1,304,580. Right. So I believe you can see how this flows and the interpretation. So this is how you prepare your direct material budget, which is made up of the material usage budget and the material purchase budget, both in units of the material and the value of the material. Right. So I believe you've gotten value from this. If you have, do well to like this video, do well to hit the subscribe button and hit the notification bell to get notified whenever we upload value tip. And even in our next training, we'll be looking at the labor budget. So, and I want you to go through this, ensure you practice so that you can replicate this same model we are building. If you have any concern, if you have any contribution, comment, please use the comment section. I'll be waiting there to respond to you. Thank you and see you in the next lesson. Bye for now.